Hello everybody! Good evening. This is John Harity with Windy City Origami. 皆さんこんばんは。ジョンです。今日はmonkeyを作ります。Take a look, guys. We have a really small, cool-looking monkey. This is a nice model that's been designed by Enrique Martinez. A very, very great model. A very fun model. You can shape it, and it looks really cool. You can make it stand up. You can do a whole bunch of really neat things with this monkey. Oh, there's my daughter, Isla.
Hi.
And looks like some of my other daughters are coming in here as well. Hey guys, we're going to fold a monkey today. There's Lilia in the background. Hey guys. All right, so I have with me not only my daughters, but I have a piece of paper. As you can see, this is a smaller piece of paper. My hand takes up the whole size of the paper. This is a 15 centimeter sheet. And as you can see, the monkey folds down to a much smaller size here. This is going to take 2 sessions to complete. We'll start today, and we will complete this on Saturday, this coming Saturday. That is Saturday the 11th at 5 o'clock p.m. We will be moving on to the part 2 to continue folding this monkey. So let's go ahead and move this over here, and we'll go ahead and pull up the diagrams. Okay, so I like to always have the diagrams side by side when I'm folding. Some people are very visual learners with videos. I myself am not. I prefer to fold from diagrams. So if somebody wants to fold these diagrams and they don't want to sit through a long video, let me know and I can share these diagrams with you. And then you can fold this and compare. I would love it if everybody could post a picture of your final result. Put that up on the Facebook group, on the Facebook page. That would be fantastic. You're also welcome to share any comments, any feedback, any questions throughout this video here in the YouTube chat. So thanks again, everybody, for joining, and we're going to go ahead and get started.
Are you going to speak Japanese this time?
My daughter asked if I'm going to speak Japanese this time. Do I have any Japanese viewers there? Anybody that's Japanese on the video? 日本人がいますか? 日本語がわかる人がいますか? 行ったらなんか書いてね。なんか日本人行ったらもっと日本語しゃべれますよ。ペラペラですから。All right. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here, and we're going to get started. So we'll start with step number 1. And what I'm going to do is just kind of wipe off my hands. They are a bit clammy right now, a little bit moist. It is a hot day outside today. Unbelievable, the weather recently. And our air conditioning is not working to the greatest here. So, okay, as you can see, we start with the white side up, and we fold it along the diagonal to start. Okay, so I always like to fold from bottom up. It's easier. Now once you go up, you can come down to the middle and fold across. This is an intermediate model, so I think a beginner could probably fold this. It's not that difficult. And especially if you have a video and someone folding with you, I think it helps. But you know, my goal is to spread the joy of origami with children and adults alike. I like to be able to share this art with everybody. It's a fun, relaxing art for me, and I take pride in the final folds and the interpretation of different designs. I enjoy it. Okay, so once you fold along the diagonals and unfold, you're going to turn the paper over. Okay, and now what we're going to do is fold, do some book folds, basically in half. I'm going to fold the paper in half. And go ahead and fold it in half this way, unfold it, and fold it in half the other way. So this model includes, if we zoom out here, this model is 49 steps. Okay, so that's not too bad. So given it's about 50 steps, we'll stop around step 25 today. Okay, so there we go. So we've completed steps 1 and 2, and now we'll move on to step number 3. Okay, so open it up, and now what we're going to do is fold the corners into the center. Now, what helps sometimes is to get that corner and line it up right in the center. And what you can do is take a look at this line right here and make sure that's lining up directly with this one. So if your paper's not perfectly square, that center, it could be shifted a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, and then it's a trade-off. Do you put the corner right in the middle, or do you put that line in the middle? And that's the debate you need to ask yourself. And usually it's best to put the line in the middle. However, sometimes if it's really close call, you might kind of compromise and do a little, put it in between. So once you do one side, what I like to do is do the opposite side rather than going around. I used to always go around, but now I like to kind of do the opposite side. It really doesn't matter. But sometimes when you do the opposite side, it's a little bit easier. All right. Get all these corners going right into the middle. Just like that. I wish this was interactive. I wish we could have some dialogue. I wish everybody could communicate with me. I feel it's very one-sided here. So after that, and again, I don't know who my audience is necessarily. So if there's any Japanese viewers and you would like me to speak more Japanese, please let me know, and I will do my very best. Okay, so next step is step number 4. So we'll scroll right over, and as you can see, we're folding a preliminary fold. So what this means is that this is going to be going, these are valley folds along the diagonals. These are going to be valley folds along the diagonals. And then, and the folds are already there. And then these, on the sides, these are going to be mountain folds. So you can, as you can see, it's kind of starting to go into that shape. You see how that's kind of creating that shape like this? Okay, and then you have, it looks like, so when you create this shape and collapse it, that creates a triangle. But we don't want a triangle. We want it to be a square. So what we're going to do is make sure that we get it into a square. So let's hold it like this. So it's facing up like this. And what we're going to do is push this bottom part up, and it's going to go the other way. So you can see how this is coming down like this. And we're creating a square. Okay? I hope that makes sense for everybody. Okay, step number 5. Okay, step number 5. Reverse fold the front flaps inside at the bisector. Repeat behind. This will form a bird base. Okay, so a reverse fold. A reverse fold is pretty straightforward. But to get that prepared, what I'm going to do is pre-crease these, what they call bisectors, and that's just folding, directly in half. So you have this angle down here is a 90-degree angle, and then if you take half of that, that's 45 degrees, and then half of that is 22.5 degrees, and that's a common angle in origami. And what I'm taking care of here as I do this, and by the way, my software had an issue with the focus in the past, and that was a bug that got fixed. So thankfully, we're not going to have those issues anymore. But the past 2 videos, the focus was going in and out and in and out, and it was just driving me nuts. So the key here is when you fold this over, you want these layers, see how they can kind of, sometimes they can kind of open up and split and move. So if you fold it over like this and you've got like this gap down here, that's not good. You want to make sure that you keep that as tight as possible when you make these pre-creases. And what we're going to do is pre-crease all around. So we're going to do the front and the back Because if you take a look at step number 6, and that's what I like about origami, it's kind of a puzzle. You kind of look ahead to kind of see what it's going to become. So then you see here and then there, and it's like, okay, now I know where I'm going. So you get these folded, and then we're going to turn it over and pre-crease the other side as well. Go right into the middle. And because it's kind of thick, I'm using my fingernail to make sure that the paper goes all the way down. And you can kind of see the marks from my fingernail on the paper there. I don't know if you can see that very well. But there's some lines from my fingernail. So it helps. They have what's called a bone folder, and it's basically like a piece of plastic, or it could be wood, and that helps to also solidify the creases. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and open those up, and now hopefully everybody knows, since this is an intermediate class here, hopefully everybody knows that what a reverse fold is. But basically, this paper is going to go inside like this, okay? And then same thing over here. We're going to reverse fold, so we're going to open it up, bring it in like this, and fold it down. So the creases are already there. You're just changing the direction on one side of it. And I'm creasing here to make sure it's nice and flat, and we'll go ahead and do the other side. So as you can see, this crease over here on the inside, that's folded in the right direction. The one on the outside is the one that you need to change the direction on to be able to reverse fold it successfully into the model. So we will go ahead and do that, and then we'll do the same thing on this other one. All right, just like that, okay? Now, step number 6. So I'm taking a look, I have an eye on the viewers here, and I see there is one concurrent viewer. I don't know if you can also see that. Thank you so much. I consistently have one loyal viewer. Thank you so much for joining. I wish I could communicate with you. I don't know who it is, but I struggle sometimes getting live viewers. Some other origami groups have many more than I do, so I'm a little bit jealous. So please, if you could spread the word, share. If you're enjoying these sessions, I've been doing this now for 3 months. I hope to continue it, but if there's a lack of interest, then it is a little bit discouraging, I guess. So please help to share and spread the word here, if you could. Thank you. All right, so now we will go ahead and move on to step number 6. So as you can see, peel off the outside layer. Now this is a little bit tricky. Whenever you see a white arrow going inside the model, it's hard to know what's happening. Something's happening. But as you can see, this flap is kind of coming down. So if you look at the next step, and this is something that's common in origami, actually. This fold is implemented in John Montroll's Pegasus. It's in a number of different models. So when I see this, I instantly know exactly what to do. But for those of you who may be a little bit stumped by this, this is opening up here, and this white piece of paper is kind of like an envelope around here. And what you're going to do is you're going to open it up very carefully and pop this layer out, okay? And you're going to open it up and pop it open. And now when you fold it back down, as you can see, that paper comes out, okay? So you're going to do that each flap, okay? And you're going to do that for all of them. So we just did one of them. So I'm going to go on the other side, pop open this one, fold it down, just like that. I'm going to do the other side, And it helps if you kind of open up the bottom a little bit to spread the paper out. Don't be too afraid of losing your position. That was one of my biggest fears when I first started doing origami, is that if I unfold the paper too much, I'll lose where I am. I'm going to open up the last one and fold that down. Okay. So now our paper looks like this. Okay, and that matches step number 7. All right, step number 8. So that was step number 6. Step number 7 is very, very easy. Folding this flap up, just like that. Okay. Step number 8. Unfold. Now that's interesting. So we just folded up, and now we're going right back down. So the objective there is to get the line up on the top. Okay. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just fold it up, get that crease, and fold it back down. Okay, so now we've got a reference up on the top. Okay, so now step number 10. What we're going to do is fold this right flap over to the left, and on the back, we're going to take, now we've got 3 on the left, 1 on the right. We're going to take the 1 on the back and flip that over like this. So now we just changed the orientation slightly. And now, as you can see in step number 11, we pull the front and back layers apart, letting the paper fold along the creases made in steps 7 and 8. The model will not lie flat. It will make a pyramid shape in the middle. Okay? So, as you can see, this is what we're striving for. So we're going to pull this corner and the other corner, open it up, and as you can see, it's creating this shape that matches what we can see in step 12. It's not going to lie flat, so just look at it like it is right now and embrace that, okay? Okay, embrace it. Ii desu ne, kore. Okay, enough. Turn it over. Okay, so now we're looking at this side. So now if you look at step 13, should match. So I am not seeing any brown, and the reason is because I didn't pop open these inside sections. There's some folds in here, those valley folds. That was the whole point of doing those. So what I'm going to do is turn it back over like this, and I'm going to put my finger on the inside, and I'm going to pop open the middle. Okay, and there's a little fold there that we created, and I'm just going to kind of fold that in on itself. I'm going to do that on the other side, and just kind of push that as well. So I'm pinching it here, pinch, pinch, pinch. No new folds being created, pinch, pinch, pinch. And now we can really embrace, as you can see. Now when we turn it over, there we can see the colors on the left and right. So it always helps when you're folding is to take a look at the steps and make sure that they match. Okay? So step number 13, slowly squash together the sides of the points of the pyramids, folding them flat towards the top as far as they will go. Keep them on the center line. Okay? So I have no idea right now what this means. I have no idea. Now if you were to say, hey, go ahead and fold that, I could guess slowly squash together the sides of the points of the pyramids. So I don't know what these pyramids are. I'm assuming the pyramids in the middle. So squash them together, the sides of the points of the pyramids. And the reason why I say I have no idea what to do is because I have not looked at step 14. So if you ever get stumped on diagrams, look at the next step, study it carefully, and then figure out how you're going to get there. Okay? So let's look at step 14. Okay, so as you can see, we've got one white square on the bottom and one white square on the top. So this white square on the bottom is going to go up onto this other one. So somehow these are going to get squashed in. So as you can see inside of here, there's some paper. If we kind of push a little bit and kind of push it down, we're going to kind of flatten the paper. And now as I'm doing that, I'm kind of pinching, and when we go back, slowly squash together the sides of the points of the pyramid. Okay, so you can see those arrows right here pushing. That's kind of indicating to push. And what's happening is that the paper is kind of flattening inside of here. See how it's kind of coming together? So it's coming together, and it just naturally is going to want to fold in then. So I'm pinching here. Pinch, pinch, pinch. And then pinch all the way into the middle. And then fold this up. Okay? So be careful before you press them down. Just kind of check, look a little bit, make sure that it looks okay. You're not creating any new, any unnecessary folds. And then once you get that in place, pinch, 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 go ahead and push it all the way down. All right. So now, as you can see, it looks like if I were a magician doing a magic trick, I would say, hey, look, I've got 2 pieces of paper. And then, oh, wait, oh, it's just one. All right, so that was kind of lame. We'll look at step number 14 now. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. Okay, as you can see, we are folding a fish base on the front layer. Okay, so we have these folds already, right here and here, and we have them on the left as well. So we will fold those again, going in. These are valley folds, so we'll just kind of get those creases going in the right direction, and then we pinch on the sides like this, and then these are going to come down, just like that. Okay. And then fold both flaps down as far as they will go, which is right up here. Fold these down as far as they will go. Just like that. Okay? Now we are on step number 16. All right. So we are folding these directly in half. Okay? So how do you do that? Because there's some paper locked in here. Okay? And how are we going to get that to fold up? It's kind of tricky, right? It's kind of stuck on there. Well, if you go from the top side, you can fold it down. You can't really do it from this side, so we're going to do it from the top. And as you can see in the diagram, there's an arrow, and this arrow starts up here, it goes down and then back. Okay, so it's starting on the top portion, coming down. We're folding it directly in half. Once you get the position correct, go ahead and crease it down. There's one. Open it up. And we're going to crease the other one as well. Just like that, okay? And then we're going to open it up. So these are fold and unfold. So now we have, looks like we're setting up to do a preliminary base here. So in step number 17, fold and unfold the corners as shown. The creases should not go over the horizontal diagonal of the white square. Okay? So, as you can see, this is half of the distance of this square that we have here. Okay, so that's our reference. So when we fold this over like this, we go to the line, and we just pinch just a little bit. Okay, you're gonna see a line going across here. You're gonna stop right when you reach that line. So now we've got one little pinch there. We're gonna do the same thing over on this side. We're gonna fold it over to the line and go ahead and crease it down. So now we've got our creases here and here. Okay, and they're valley folds. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, get one crease there. Hold it like this. Fold it over. And get the next crease in place. Okay, so now we've got our little pre-creases on the sides. And now step 18 is folding the front right layer over to the left. Okay, the whole paper, the whole layer here, folding it over to the left. And now we are on step number 19. Wow, we're going fast here. So this is great. Step number 19. Okay, now as you can see in step number 19, we've got kind of two folds that are taking place. So a valley fold and a mountain fold. The valley fold goes right to this corner here with this square that we just made. So let's do that first. We'll fold that over from the corner, and what you're going to notice is that the paper is going to go right to the middle of this point right here. And that's what you can see with this first arrow that says 1. It's going, as you can see, it goes right into that intersection in the middle here. So there's a point. Get that corner to line up, and then go ahead and crease it down. All right, just like that. And then this is a mountain fold, so we're just going to do a valley fold since we changed the direction there and fold it over to the left. Okay. Should probably put my little monkey up here. All right. So now we are on step number 20. Okay, unfold the first fold done in the previous step. So the first fold, it's sometimes hard to see, but there's that line right here, so we're just going to fold that over to the right. And we're going to double check in step 21 to see if it matches. And it does not match. So we're folding not only this to the right, but also this, we're opening this up. Just like that. Okay? We're repeating the same thing on the other side. So we're going to fold this over like this. Fold this into the center to that little point in the middle. Crease it down. And then fold this over to the side, the right. Crease that down. Open this back up and fold this over. Okay, so now it looks like this. Great. Step 22. All right. So fold angle bisectors as indicated. Paper will not lie flat while you do this. All right, so what angle bisector are we looking at? Well, if we zoom in, you can see that we have this line coming down here, and we have a line going straight up. We're going to cut that directly in half, okay? So how are we going to do this? Well, when you fold this, I'm gonna turn my paper first of all like this. So I'm focusing on this little line that I'm making here, and I'm gonna crease it like this. And as you can see, there's a line. That line that was here, right here. When we fold it over, we're gonna keep track of it. So there's that line, and we're gonna match it up with this line, and it's gonna pivot down here at this point down here. Okay, so we're gonna pivot there. So keep an eye on this corner. I'm watching this corner primarily right now. And then get that line here to line up, match it. And once you do that, go ahead and crease. So I'm making a solid crease right here right now. Okay? Now when I unfold, you can see what I just did. I followed exactly what step 22 said, but that was just one. I have to do 3 more of these. So we'll do the other side. And again, it won't lie flat, but you're just getting that to line up as best you can. And once you get it lined up, go ahead and crease it down. And it's sometimes hard if you have darker paper to see exactly where that is ending down here to get that point, that pivot point. But just try your best to get it as accurate as possible. There we go. Got that line there and that line there. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Get one line there. and the other line. So here's a little trick. What you can do is fold this behind, and then when you fold it like this, it's a lot easier to go right into that corner. It's a nice little trick. Okay, so get that going like that. So there we go. So now we've got our angle bisectors, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now as you can see in step 23, we are collapsing the model. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Well, let's get these mountain folds going. So you can see we've got a mountain fold here, and we've got a mountain fold here. Okay, next let's focus on the valley folds. So we've got a valley fold here, and we've got a valley fold here. So what will happen is if you kind of push it in like this, and push it in like this, it's going to start to go, it's going to start to make that final fold. Then what's going to happen simultaneously is this top portion is going to come down. So this is going to come in, crease that in like this. See how it's coming in? And this one's also coming in on the left, and then the top is coming down. Okay? So let's see if we can get this. So this outer portion, by the way, is going to be so we're going to focus on this little triangle, and we've got a little mountain fold here. We've got another mountain fold here. So those are going to come in like this. You're going to kind of pinch those, and they're going to come in like this, and now the whole model is going to come down. See how those are pinched like that? And the whole model is going to come down to become 2D. I hope everybody can see that. Go down like this. Okay, just like that. Great. Turn the model over. I love steps like that. Those are my favorite, right? It's like, I can do that. And that's a perfect breaking point for us today. So we are at 35 minutes in. We're about halfway done with the model. I think we'll go maybe 1 or 2 extra steps here. This one looks a little bit involved, but it really isn't. So we'll go from 25 to step 26 here. So step 25, there is a angle bisector, as you can see. So we're zooming in here on just. Oh, let's see here. Turning it over. Excuse me. So turn it over. that makes a lot more sense. All right. So we're looking at this angle bisector. So we have this line going from up here all the way down to here, and then coming up. Okay, so that is what, a 45-degree angle. So we're splitting it. Oh, hey, there's our 22.5-degree angle again. So we're splitting it. So let's get that started here. And as you can see, there's going to be a little pocket on the right. So as you fold it over, it's not going to want to go in. There's kind of a lot of stuff stuck in there. So we have to kind of figure out, how is this happening? Well, it's a squash fold. So whenever you have a ton of stuff in there, you can squash fold it down. So we need to get these references in place. Okay. So let's take a look what other folds we have. We know we have to do an angle bisector. I kind of just very, very briefly got that started. Now we've got a mountain fold here. Okay, and that's already there. We've already got that fold, as you can see. So I'm just going to open it up a little bit and just get that mountain fold in place. Okay, just like that. Now let's read and see what it says. So squash fold, the long crease is a bisector. Okay, from A, take only the front layer. That's only the front layer. Then from B, grab an additional layer. So we've got up in here from from B, as you can see in the diagram, let me zoom in. B is right up here. Okay, so it's going to be right here. We're going to grab an additional layer. So where is that layer? Well, if you look inside, that's this. It can only be this, right? So if you look inside of here, that's where this lines up. That's my assumption at the moment. Okay, so let's keep reading. So from A, take only the front layer. Then from B, grab an additional layer. Swivel both layers until they meet top of ear at C. And squash. Notice, long crease doesn't go all the way to the center. The long crease does not go all the way to the center. So that's talking about up here, okay? So that angle bisector, it appears, is not exactly an angle bisector. It's kind of confusing. Let's just take a quick look here. Yeah, so that angle bisector, if you actually create that angle bisector like this and just fold through the layers, I'm just doing a quick test. As you can see, it actually does not go right up to the center. So that's what they're referencing there. So that just naturally is going to happen that way, which is actually, yeah, that's actually correct. Yep, that's what happens. That's geometrically what happens when you do that. So what we're doing is folding this over, and this is going up to the top here, and then we're creating a crease. So this, I was assuming was the the mountain fold that we were going to use that was already there, but it's not, okay? So, and the reason why I say it's not is because if you look at it closely, it's not going to the center. And this mountain fold is going up to the center. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit of a new fold. We're not entirely using that existing line. Okay? And it's a little bit deceiving because it does look like, you know, if you look at this line here, that is already existing on mine, but that's going right up to the middle. So that's a little bit confusing. I think the diagrams are a little bit off there. And what helps sometimes is you can create, you can kind of cover up the diagram. And take a look. So this line on the left, that's going directly up to the middle, but the one on the right is not. So it looks like it's actually offset, so it's not as far down as the other one. So it is a new line, and it's confusing. If the diagrams show the existing line, there'd be a gray line right below it. So our mountain fold is going to be a little bit above that. So it's going to be, you know, maybe right here, approximately right there. And as you can see, that's actually right where this valley fold is ending, which I creased. So that's going right up there. So that actually works out really well. So now we have to figure out the rest, okay? So let's take a look. And again, it's a puzzle. So let's take a look at step 26. All right, so the squash fold. We're grabbing at point B, we're grabbing a second layer. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So we're going to fold this in, got it started. Great. Now at point B, we're grabbing another layer. So as you can see inside, we have that other layer, and I see it coming. I see it right there. So I'm gonna bring it up to the camera. As you can see, there's that other layer. That's the one we want to grab with it. So that's going with it. Now it's going to go all the way up, like we kind of pre-creased a little bit, and then I'm going to kind of start to squash it down. And as I do that, I'm just kind of shifting to go to that pencil mark. And now I'm opening it up on the top, and it's starting to come down. Okay, so now I've got this, take a look here, got this little layer that I pushed over as well. Okay, and then I kind of forced it away from that existing mountain fold to go onto that new mountain fold. Okay, so now I folded it down, and we'll go ahead and crease everything down, squash fold it down. Okay, so that's pretty accurate, I would say, when you compare it to the diagrams. It looks very similar. Okay, so just like that. And we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So we'll go ahead and get the angle bisector going. The great part is that symmetry is our friend, and we can leverage the right side to kind of match it up with the left. So get it going, and then as I'm getting it going, I'm going to come in here, and there's that second layer, and make sure that's going with it. And then I'm going to let this kind of naturally find itself through this squash fold. I'm going to let it naturally find that mountain fold. And as you can see in step 27, these are kind of coming in a little bit. So on mine's actually going out a little bit. So I'm just going to shift just a tiny bit on my right. Just going to kind of shift it if I can. Kind of pulling it. See how I'm pulling it a little bit? To get it to go more into the middle. Okay, and mine might actually end up being a little like parallel with the middle line. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. And kind of try to open up that squash as much as possible to try to get that line to at least be parallel with the middle. And in step 27, as you can see, it's not quite parallel. These are actually coming in, so that squash fold really needs to be brought as far over as it can to kind of get that angle, if possible. Okay? So we match now, and now we are turning the paper over. This is a great point to park for the evening, and we will continue this on Saturday at 5 o'clock p.m. So let me just check in here with the comments or any dialogue, and it looks like it's pretty quiet. But if there are any questions at any time, just let me know. Even after these are posted on YouTube, happy to answer any questions. So thanks again for watching, and have a great day, everybody. 皆さん見てくれてありがとうございます。また土曜日午後5時から続きます。じゃあまたね。Bye bye everybody. See you.